Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing really well and you had a really wonderful Valentine's Day and you are enjoying these solar eclipse and new moon energies today. It feels good to be back and doing this video for you guys. I was dealing with some funky cold and flu viral symptoms and it lasted weeks and weeks. So what I just want to say quick before I start this video, what I've been guided to say is that definitely keep your immune system strong, your vibration high, especially in the United States. The cold and flu season is really wacky. I've been hearing some really crazy stories. And what I have been guided on is that it is not all natural, what is going around. So I will leave it at that so as not to divert the attention away from the messages here in this reading. But the main take-home message there is to just definitely keep your vibration high, eat a high vibrational diet, because, yeah, cold and flu season is definitely not over yet, and there are some weird things going around. So anyhow, I hope you guys are all getting through this winter okay, and you guys got through the last eclipse okay. Definitely this solar eclipse feels a lot lighter. It feels a lot different than the lunar eclipse we had in Leo just a couple weeks ago. That one felt a bit more like anxiety ridden. There was a lot more angst in the air. It feels like we were almost sort of clearing the energies for this solar eclipse, which feels much lighter, a bit more freer, a bit more whimsical. I think that we're still sort of balancing out the energies at this time. It seems to be sort of like, I don't know, the energy doesn't know whether it's sort of like coming or going. It's a little bit like all over the place, but in general it feels more, I guess, supportive, you could say, than the lunar eclipse energies. So hopefully it's like smooth sailing from here. But I mean, overall, we are in such new energy. I still can't even, it still amazes me. I know I mentioned it in my last video for the 2018 Outlook video. I just can't get over the newness of this energy this year. And it feels just very cosmic is the word that I think I can kind of summarize it. It's just so different, and it's good. It's absolutely definitely good and welcomed what's coming through. But as I mentioned in that last video, the energy is so new that I was guided to buy new tarot decks, and to my readings have even been different since the new year. The process has been really different. And it's, yeah, so just on a side note, it's just sort of perplexing to me, and I'm kind of marveling at it that it just feels like we started this brand new cycle. And it's very interesting, I feel, what's going on. So you can see some new cards here. I'm also using the Doreen Virtue Fairy Tarot deck, which I was guided to use, which is interesting because I'm not guided to use this deck very frequently at all. And I think that it really plays off these like whimsical energies that I feel that we're in right now, so it kind of makes sense. But this other deck is from Margaret Peterson, and I probably won't be using it too much in these collective readings. The major arcana is absolutely wonderful. The minor arcana, the artist definitely used her own artistic expression in these, so you're not going to see the traditional imagery on these cards. But the cards I'm finding are very powerful nonetheless, so I'm using them here. I will probably be using just the major arcana, maybe as clarifiers or something like that in future readings, but I just wanted to mention that in case anyone is interested in these new cards. And just wanted to see if there's something else I wanted to say before I get started. I think that was it. Oh yeah, there was one more thing. The link will be below for the daily synchronized meditation for the month. That's at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. For those who are not aware, it's a group of twin flames who have organized this, and I highly recommend the soundtrack this month. It's a solfeggio frequency, and it's really beautiful and calming and relaxing, and it's meant to harmonize and bring about manifestation of love and relationships and a restoration of unions. And it's really beautiful, so I encourage you guys to participate if you can. So I'm going to start with the divine masculine energies this month, and it's interesting because yesterday I was, during my meditation, I was picking up on this really incredible energy. I wasn't really sure where it was coming from. Now I'm realizing it was coming from the divine masculine, but there was this sense of rebirth and newness, and I was feeling my own divine masculine presence very strongly. And I don't think it was so much because of Valentine's Day. We both were never really big fans of Valentine's anyway. I think it's sort of a contrived Hallmark holiday, if you ask me. But regardless, there's still a lot of love in the air, So I was definitely picking up on his energy and the divine masculine energy as a whole. And that's when I was guided by my guides to pull some cards to see what's going on. And as you guys know, these readings are really divinely guided. I don't, upload for the sake of uploading. I upload when I am guided to, and I can see now why it was pertinent to get these messages out, because there seems to be this magical sort of newness and rebirth that's going on with the divine masculine. I feel, because of this solar eclipse, I feel that it's definitely activating him. And as always, don't get stuck on my pronouns. This could apply to a divine feminine who has masculine energy. So the first card you see on the left is the Sun card, and this is exactly what I was feeling yesterday. And this is a card that I was guided to draw for where the divine masculine is moving into, the energy he's moving into now. And I got the Sun. So this is really powerful stuff. And this is cool that I happen to get the Sun on this, for the energies of the solar eclipse. And it's clarified by another major arcana, the Justice card. So there's a really powerful sense of wanting to just start over, and I think make things right. I think that's what's coming through in the Justice energy. Just the Justice card is all about truth and finding your truth and your center, and the path to your highest, the path of highest good. And it just feels like the divine masculine just wants to make things right, for his counterpart, make things right in his life, and just wants to start over. And there's this brand new energy that is here in this 11-year. As I mentioned, that last eclipse, the lunar eclipse in Leo, like I had mentioned, it had felt very sort of, ridden with angst, but I think it was really only because we were doing so much clearing and purging of lower density energies. And I think because all of that clearing happened, and now this new eclipse is here and is bringing forth this new, more supportive energy, the divine masculine can't help but pick up on that and just want to feel new, want to feel fresh, and that feels very present. And I definitely feel that that's what was coming through yesterday. It was a really powerful, positive feeling, and I love that this is here in this reading, and I love that the following card right after it, to its right, is the Son of Cups, which is actually really the Page of Cups in traditional tarot. So this is another, so this is in the position of where the divine masculine is currently at. The Sun is where he's moving into. So he is currently at now this Son of Cups energy, or Page of Cups energy, which is sort of like the first steps that you would take, if you're moving towards the sun energy. So it makes a lot of sense that this card appeared. So while it still is a new energy, there still is these baby steps that he's taking, and it's this offer, it's this message of a message he wants to deliver. It's usually a message of love. It's a good offering, an emotional offering. It's a message of receiving divine guidance and synchronicities and dreams. So he's very much tapped into that aspect of himself, but yet he still sort of falls into a bit of a self-defeating, sort of foreboding energy in this Five of Summer card below him. And again, these are the clarifying cards. And the Five of Summer is the Five of Cups in traditional tarot. So I'm guided to read the message on the card. It says, trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens or worries you. So there's still a bit of fear that I feel that he is still sort of trapped in. And, the good news about that is that it's only fear. It's not real. It's not, there's nothing that is lasting there. There's nothing that he can't move through there. And it's also a message of learning to reach out to others and trusting that support of others. So I feel that that's what he'll be doing at this time, is learning how to kind of get through those cobwebs and finding ways to better traverse those negative energies when they do arise, but they still sort of feel fleeting. And I think that it's just a process of ebbs and flows, and you have good days, you have bad days, but I think that the wonderful thing to focus on is that he is moving into this sun energy, and that is really, really, really powerful. And I'm guided to speak on the crowning energies right now, which is the top two cards. First is the Six of Cups. The clarifier is the Ace of Winter, or the Ace of Swords in traditional tarot. And I felt like this Six of Cups card was really arriving for the Valentine's Day energies. I did pull these cards yesterday. And the Six of Cups is all about reminiscing of an old love, an old flame, feeling that a strong soul bond with someone and wanting to reconnect, and having memories of this great love, and having this nostalgic feeling towards them. And it felt very much that was the energy of the day. And, regardless of whether the holiday is contrived or not, you still can't help but think about those that you love, and especially if they're not in your life at the moment, which a lot of twin flames are in separation. Just know that you were thought of yesterday, and that your beloved was, you were definitely on your beloved's mind, and there was just this very soft energy I felt of the day yesterday, and I feel that it was the divine masculine feeling. There was a bit of sadness there I could pick up on, and just feeling wishing that things could be different, and just wanting to be with them again, basically. But it's good that he touched on that energy, because I feel what came out of that is this Ace of Winter, Ace of Swords, which is the clarifier card to that. And this is all about moving into clarity, a strong sense of a mental breakthrough, of knowing what you want, and thinking of ways of how to act on that and implement those desires. So I feel that between this Ace of Swords or Ace of Winter and the Sun card and the Justice card, which is all about truth, moving into your truth, I feel that there's a lot of motivation there for wanting to move further into his truth, of knowing what his truth is in the Six of Cups, knowing what he's missing and what he's missing out on, and then realizing, you know, I want that in my life. I want to figure out how to move towards that again in my life. So that's a really powerful clarifier card, and that's a very powerful crowning energy card. And I see this card come up frequently with the Divine Masculine in my private readings, and even in these collective readings, it tends to reappear. So, but you know, of course, this whole process is a process, and it takes a lot of time, and there is a lot of ebbs and flows with this. And I think that even the Divine Feminine is experiencing that same, that same type of ebb and flow energy. It's interesting because on the right-hand side, she has the Son of Feathers, and in traditional tarot, this is the Page of Swords, and it's really similar to his Page of Cups energy. And then she moves into the Ten of Spring, which is the Ten of Wands, which is really very congruent to the Five of Cups energy in the Divine Masculine. So there's a lot of mirroring going on there. Again, the Son of Feathers or Page of Swords, I mean, it's similar in the sense that the Divine Feminine is feeling this sense of excitement and wanting to start new. It is also sort of a mental breakthrough card as well, but it's a page, so it's still a very, you know, immature is not the right word, but it's an adolescent energy. It's a very it's not a yet fully well-developed energy. So the plan is not really well thought out, but the notion is there, the excitement is there. And I don't think that this applies just to the twin flame dynamic. I think the Divine Feminine is feeling a sense of newness and freshness because of the eclipse energy, and wants to apply that to different arenas of her life. But then still falls back into, like the Divine Masculine did, into this Ten of Spring or Ten of Wands energy of feeling overburdened and feeling like the weight is just too heavy to bear and she can't move forth. Now all of a sudden, you know, she had all these great ideas, now they all vanished. It would be hard to implement them. It's just very self-defeating thoughts. But again, like with this Five of Summer cards, this is just all in your head. This is just all a construct in your head. There's just old stories that you're telling yourself that you can't do this, you can't be that, you can't start over. This connection has run its course and it's over. And these are all fleeting, self-defeating thoughts. And I think that it's interesting because the advice card from the Divine Masculine, the message from the Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine is these following two cards. The Five of Feathers, which is actually the Five of Swords, followed by the Ace of Summer, which is the Ace of Cups. So this is a really very clear message from the Divine Masculine telling her, you know what, it's okay, you can put down those swords. You can move into this powerful sense of, it's funny because just when I started to speak on moving into the Ace of Summer, the sun actually just came out. That's really funny. It was very gray all day today. Now the sun is actually peeping through the clouds right now. So thank you, Spirit, for providing that synchronicity there. So what I was saying was you can put these swords down and move into this new energy, which is the Ace of Summer or Ace of Cups, and know that you're supported. You're supported by the divine. You're supported by this great love. The Five of Swords warns about a hollow victory, and you know, it's almost like you're sort of fighting these factions that are not really there. It's like I'm getting this sense with the Divine Feminine, you know, she's just sort of swinging her sword around, you know, and there's not really anyone in her line of view. What are you really fighting? Who are you really fighting? Is it really yourself? Does it just come down to yourself? You're fighting your own these own internal voices in your head, self-defeating voices. Is it your divine masculine that you're still angry or bitter at, or different areas of your life? Are they playing out not how you wanted them to, and you're angry and you're upset about it? The divine masculine is saying really strongly there, put down those swords, put down that energy. And while all this may really be going on and playing out in your life, you can find ways to move through this energy if you just allow the love of this connection and the love of divine spirit to just shine through. Focus on that love. These connections are everlasting and they're so powerful. It's the same thing with spirit. They're omnipresent. All you have to do is just tap into it, just how I tapped into the energy of this card, and the sun has not been out all day and the sun just peeped through the clouds. That energy is always there to tap into. What I love about this card too, this Ace of Summer, this is really interesting because there are these pink lotus flowers in this card, and just lately in the last several months, I keep getting this symbol as a symbol for twin flames, and I've been guided that this specifically is for twin flames and twin flame partnership. And I don't remember when exactly or how exactly I first started getting that message, but when I was guided to get these cards, the Margaret Peterson cards, that was one of the first cards that I drew, and I didn't even realize there was a pink lotus card on the Ace of Cups card in that deck. And I thought that was really interesting, and now it's here in this card, and I don't use this deck that much, so I don't even think I realized that these pink lotus flowers were also on the Ace of Cups card. So this is a really beautiful synchronicity, and as a twin flame has commented, I think, on my last video, she actually had a dream of white lotus flowers, and that being a symbol of twin flame union, So I feel that there's definitely something there. There's definitely something there in this beautiful dove that's in the lower left-hand corner. This, of course, is a message from Spirit. This is in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. This dove symbol symbolizing Christ energy on Gaia, the return of the Holy Spirit, the power of the Holy Spirit, and I just feel this great sense of a new beginning, and just and opening up to what is possible, and just tapping into that. This card also speaks about awakening your psychic abilities and having spiritual epiphanies. So expect that now. I can already attest to that in my own journey just this year of having so many epiphanies and new psychic abilities that I've never had before. I'm speaking to other twin flames who are saying the same thing. This is such a powerful year, guys. We're already only a month and a half into it. Focus on the positive, utilize what you have before you. Don't think about the past and focus on what you don't have. You're only going to draw more negativity to your life and more of a mental space of lack. It's easy to get caught up in, why isn't this union here yet? Why is my divine masculine not doing what I want him to do? And I totally understand the whole cycle of that, but if you start to ruminate on that energy, you're just going to draw more of it to yourself. So focus on the positive right now. This is direct from the divine masculine. These two messages: put down your swords, focus on this great love, this Ace of Cups. This is a powerful card. This is a very, very powerful card, and message to come straight from him. So know that the love is there. Open your heart to that flow. And, we have a new moon today as well. So it's a great time for manifesting new things and new energy into your life. And I think that is it for the messages here in this reading. I hope I touched on everything here. I believe I did. If you guys feel guided to reach out for a personal reading, I'd be really happy to do so. Like I said, the readings have taken a totally different tone. It's hard to describe how the process is different, but it's just different. And I think it's going to continue to evolve, and I'm really excited about it. And I don't even know how to describe what's been happening. I really don't. I don't have the words for it yet, but it's good, whatever it is. So I'm just kind of going with it. I'm taking things day by day, and I hope that you guys are also optimistic about this new energy, and you are, moving forward with an optimistic plan, and and don't get caught up in the stories. So, all right, guys, I love you. Leave comments or questions below, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, everyone.